Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Attack on Titan. This is season 4, episode 4. And the last one, we sort of went back in time and it was kind of all over the place, but we did spend a lot of time with Rainer, of course. And that was really heartbreaking, actually, seeing how it started for him in the warrior program together with Annie and Bertolt and Marcel, and then we had some others as well. We got to see Peak was there back then too, a younger looking Sikh. Then them getting to the island and all the horrible stuff happening there. Them deciding that they're gonna go through with the mission. They showed us that, and in the same episode, going back to the present time, where with the new warrior candidates and Rainer just being in a really really bad place, so much so that he was about to just blow his own head off with a rifle, but he still needs to be there for the other warrior candidates. And then Falco went and went to the place where you have all the wounded Eldians who have been fighting for the Mali people.
Also called the hospital.
Also called the hospital, yes. And he met someone there. Sat down on a bench and talked to him. And we were both like, wait, is that Eren? And yeah, it seems very much like that is Eren sitting there amongst them with like longer hair, some bandage stuff going on his face. So, like, it's very hard to see who it is, but you could hear it on the voice. And he's missing a leg as well. And we talked about, okay, so he must have learned a lot, with the control over his Titan powers and his body in general, if he's able to just halt that regrowth process. What is he doing there? We thought we saw Sean at one point earlier as well, sort of being undercover. So yeah, that's that was a bit of a surprise, but we are also expecting for the shit to hit the fan very 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 soon, and something horrible is bound to happen. Maybe in this episode, maybe in the next one, but something's definitely gonna happen. Are you ready to jump into it?
Yes.
Yes. Let's do it. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reactions for Attack on Titan at the moment, where we are several episodes ahead. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. And let's go.
Falco. こんな時間にどこへ行くんだ?
忘れ物をしたんで、これから本部に取りに戻るところです。失礼します。
And then Falco and Rainer, they look very alike. Oh, he's using Kruger. Of course he is.
それだと俺が仮病だってバレちゃうから、収容区外のポストに投函してきてほしいんだ。
And Eren is having him run errands? Errands? Oh, fuck. Didn't mean for that too. Yeah. Okay. Falco sent a letter for Eren. To whom? What is going on? And what's going to happen when Rainer finds out Eren is there? Is he going to find out? Because he's the only one who would know. Maybe with the exception of Zeke. I don't see anyone else noticing.
Peak, I think, might...
Perhaps Peak never oh, well, yeah. Interacted with Eren once when Zeke was also talking to Eren. When
At least she knows what he looks like.
Yeah. But enough to recognize his voice.
It's a stressful situation, so I would expect her to...
Not.
To know what he looks like, because you hold on to memories in stressful situations.
Definitely. But he looks so different now that I don't think she would notice straight away. I think the only one who would notice is maybe Aina.
Yeah,
because of the voice.
Yeah, but also he did spend a lot of time with him.
Yeah, exactly.
So you haven't, or maybe it's just me, but you have a tendency to then recognize people's face and mimics and everything.
From one hand to another. Okay. Oh yeah, fuck the Tybur family. Tybur. They even have a personal god. What the?
よろしく、マガト隊長。では、我がタイバー家一族を紹介させていただこう。見抜けましたか？一族の誰が戦鎚の巨人？
いいえ、見当もつきません。本当にここにお越しになっているのかさえも。
戦鎚の巨人はこの中
に。He's not gonna say who it is.
100年前、人間でありながら大地の悪魔を打ち破り、世界を救ったマーレの誇る英雄、ヘイロスの勇姿を。まさにマーレの魂そのものだ。
ええ、まさしく。銅像の中は空洞ですし。マーレ人の戦争とは新聞の活字にのみ存在します。字を読むだけで領土が広がるのだから楽でいい。
Not even fighting their own wars.
実際、マーレ人に弾が耳の横をかすめる音を聞かせたところで、この国は自戒するまで戦争への歩みを止めないでしょうが。
Self-destructive, you say.
察しの通り、この国はタイバー家の権限下にある。だがマーレが軍国主義の道を歩んだのは、あくまでマーレが選んだことだ。私は来たる祭事において世界に全てを明かすつもりだ。
Surprise, surprise.
おはよう、ポッコ。
ピーク、何やってんだよ。
こっちの方がしっくりくるんだ。びっくりさせちゃった？
Just walk upright. What the hell?
我々の物量を生かすなら。
では、南か。
ですが南は調査船団を失ったように。
では、何が言いたいのだ？
私は私の知り得る情報をご参考までにと。
わかった、もういい。エルディア人に喋らせた我々が間違っていたんだ。
Wow. Was that too confusing for you? Oh, so intelligent.
抜いた。ファルコがガビを抜いた。
Wow.
ファルコが今さらどんな成績を残そうと、ガビの優位は動きませんよ。
ファルコが初めてガビに勝ったんだよ。
No, just a race.
今さらあんたが比較対象になるわけない。私は戦果を上げて祖国に貢献したんだから。
Okay.
あんたの家は兄貴が獣を継ぐんだから、もう名誉マーレ人になれるのに、何のためにそこまでするの？お前のためだよ。
Oh, and there it is.
Yep.
He totally said it.
わけわかんないんだけど。
She can't see it. Guess it didn't get through.
ガビー、聞いたぞガビー。お前は俺たちの救世主だ。ガビー。
いや、
That's not.
英雄を叩いて何が悪い？
あんたなんかに叩いられちゃ演技が悪いよ。
Bad luck, and then there's a black cat jumping across the screen.
本当にこの収容区の中で宣戦布告をやるのか？
なんだか劇場みたい。
ここに世界の偉い人を詰めてお祭りってのもやったら世界中が味方になるんだって。
Something's gonna happen at that festival. Something unexpected, I feel like.
ここを選んだのはきっとエルディア人を理解してもらうためだよ。私たちは悪魔じゃありませんって。
どうやって？
笑え。あとゾフィアはわけのわからない自己演出をやめろ。
いや、 私これ素だから。
What act?
Just my face.
悪魔に見えてきた。
あんたら今度ファルコひいきしたら泣かすから。あ、マガト隊長だ。
こちらに。
Willy.
大掛かりな解体工事が必要だと。
老朽化が深刻でしたので。
Demolition?
Of what?
たまたま順番が回ってきただけの男なんだよ。
家は倒壊寸前でしたが、使える柱も残っていました。その者どもによると、我が家にはすでにネズミが入り込んでいるようです。
Cryptic?
何度も手紙のやり取りを手伝ってくれて、おかげで助かった。
いえ、それは家族の方からですか？
What's with the catches mid?
祭りが終わったら故郷に帰るとする。
What are you gonna do, Eren?
先生が来ます。俺行きますね。
区の診療医のイエーガーだ。ここにはたまにお茶を飲みに来る。
Yeah.
はじめまして。クルーガーです。
Oh fuck! Still alive?
あの少年の叔父はエルディア復権派の幹部だった。少年ら兄弟も家族を守るために戦士に志願し、あの子にお使いを頼むのはおやめなさい。おかしな疑いをかけられてはグライスケの努力が無駄になってしまう。そして心が健康なら家族のもとにお帰りなさい。もう会えなくなってからでは、後悔を残してからでは遅いのだ。
家族に悔いがあるようです。
後悔しない日などないよ。あの日息子は妹を連れて壁を出た。私だ。全ては私。
勝手に出歩かないでください。
Oh, he's not even working there. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, about the Tybur family. There's definitely some stuff to talk about there.
余計な話しない。私たちは訓練通り給仕をこなす。ほら、空いたグラスが出てきた。かかれ。
Making a competition out of that as well. Like it's a fucking war zone. Ugh.
騒がないで。しかし立派なお召し物が。
お恥ずかしい。ワインを着物にこぼしてしまいまして手を借りていましたの。
大丈夫か？助けてもらった。俺をエルディア人だと知ってて。
あの人は東洋から来たヒーズル国の人だ。
オグエの大使、お久しぶりです。ランビア、子供の時以来だな。
あの頃はよくあなたを泣かしていましたね。
Really getting to see people from all the other nations. Oh, sorry. That was loud.
我々はつい先日まで資源を求め醜い争いを演じてまいりました。しかし昨日の敵は今日も敵。いや失礼。
What?
大使殿のジョークは大変高度な代物でした。しかしお客様は共通語が聞き取れなかったようなので、あとは私にお任せを。
Please fuck off. They all seem very happy to see Willy and like very fond of him.
その悪魔を使って他国を虐げ、悲劇は繰り返された。
Yeah.
私はこの終わりのない問題に対して一つの
Okay,
回答
what?
を導き出しました。その回答を明日、私が初演出を務める
Theater production.
披露させていただきます。
And them repeating what he said at the end, like word for word. Is he controlling? Like the reason why he and his family have stayed in control of the Mali nation. Are they controlling the Malians?
That's what he said. Yeah.
No, oh yeah, no. I'm saying like directly mind controlling them.
Oh.
The way that the founding titan was. I'm not. Again,
never had ice cream before.
Treating that as a war assignment as well. Can we please? Wow.
Oh, poor Rainer. He's just paying everything.
All sorts of foods that they've never ever experienced before.
お前が欲張るからだろうが。
なんだかね、最近初めてのことばっかり起きるの。
そう。
Yeah.
なんだか何かが変わりそうな。
Yes, I have that feeling too. It really, really does. Okay, we haven't had the to be continued yet.
No,
so
there's
let's wait. Let's
yep.
wait. There's gonna be some sort of post-credit thing.
Yep.
Oh, more revelations in this one. More informations and the introduction of the Tybur family. That's a really big deal. I thought they were just, maybe a bit, reclusive sort of a family. But they control everything. And especially this Willy guy.
It makes sense since they're the only Eldians actually living in a freaking mansion.
And yeah, they've stayed in power or in control like that as the only Eldian family because they betrayed all the other Eldians.
Oh.
Falco は？さっき知り合いを見つけたとかでどっか行きました。
Oh.
大丈夫かあいつ。ブラウン副長。
あんたどこ行ってたの？
ちょっといいですか？
今からか。
いいんじゃない？まだ開幕まで時間あるよ。
Yeah. It's Eren.
Yeah.
こちらです。
Leading him underground even? Oh, my heart is beating.
来ましたよ。
So fast.
よ、4年ぶりだな、ライナー。エレン。
Oh my goodness!
I just want to start the next one.
What a bomb!
This 2 episodes in general. Everything is just so many revelations and surprises all over the fucking place. But that was episode 4 of the final season. We get into this one and we do once again spend a lot of time with the warrior candidates and let's focus on them to start with. We got to see, some levity within that group and some friendly competitions, of course, and just them being kids, even though it's inside of this really fucked up situation and they are competing to inherit Titan weapons to kill a lot of people and yada yada yada. So you include all of that. It's not that innocent, but just them being kids. That was really nice to see, at least. And it's not something that we tend to get a lot of inside of this series.
No, definitely not.
The humor like that. Not that there's no humor at all. It's just it's rare that we get it like we did in this episode, and I at least enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, Gabby reminds me of a cross between Eren and Sasha, because of the very excited about food from Sasha, and then she's very determined and very hot-headed and yeah
like with Eren.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And very ambitious as well. So at least that's the 2 people that come to mind when I think about Gabby. And Falco also told Gabby that she or at least he wants to
save her,
yeah, because he actually won the first the first race over her.
Yeah.
And he's definitely training to become better, so he can become the Armored Titan. And she's a bit not daft, but she's a bit slow, I guess.
She's a kid, and she's focused on the competition in it all, her being the best up until this point, and just having this braggadocious, is that a word? She's bragging a lot, but like, I think I've heard that word before. And anywho, she brags a lot, and she's very focused on herself, but she's also a kid, and like, you understand why she sort of has her head up her own ass in
yeah,
a way,
sure, but it's just like, if everybody else can see why Falco does it, then it's just a bit like, have you when you were a kid, did you not like feel certain vibes coming from people?
Maybe sometimes. I'm just saying I understand why Gabby is maybe not picking up on that. It was just nice again to see some of that between the kids there, and of course in the end with the festival and them making a competition out of pretty much everything. And then I had just a little, oh shit, that's right, revelation of my own. I don't know if you had the same, but the what's his Galliad? His first name is Puck.
Or Poco.
Poco.
Porco.
Sorry.
Porco.
We're getting a lot of new. Wow, I can't even talk today. We're getting a lot of new names, and I have a real hard time with names just in general. In my everyday life, just with real people in the real world. Also, of course, fictional stuff. So when we're getting so many names, it's bound to happen that we're gonna forget them. But yeah, just bear with us. We'll try to remember them. I'll try to remember them. But at least that guy, who is the Jaw Titan now, of course, he was also part of the Warrior program back then, and he was supposed to get the Armored Titan. But that's where that whole thing happened with Marcel, and we got that explanation in the previous episode. It's just I didn't catch on to that until this episode. So that's why I'm saying that it was a personal revelation for me. But yeah, let's move on from that. And then we get to the whole Tybur family. I think that's the most important thing inside of this episode. The fact that they have been controlling everything Mali related, kind of behind the scenes, ever since they betrayed the rest of the Eldians 100 years ago, and they sided with this Malian hero who's called Hilo.
Helos?
It was Halos. There was an S at the end. Okay, sorry.
Halos.
Again, names. And we saw a statue of that hero as well, plunging a spear through what looked like a Titan head.
Ymir, possibly?
Was that Ymir? Yeah, it kind of sounded like that, or it seemed like he alluded to that, just didn't say the name outright. And again, sorry if we misunderstand something.
We do not have the same burden of knowledge.
Yeah. There's a lot of information and names coming at us at a rapid pace right now. But that was a really big thing. This Eldian family, the Tyburs, controlling, and we don't know. And Willy did not tell that to the commander Magath. Yeah. Sorry for the pronunciation if it's wrong. He did not divulge that information to Magath about who the Hammerhead Titan is. He just assured him that it's here, so it's one of us at least.
Yeah, and you could see, and I think this was pretty evident from the way that there were basically one or two people in each generation. But then you got to the newest generation, and there was a bunch of kids, like a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, they have to have a lot of kids, because the Titan is only for 13 years, right? So they have to, if they have to bring
Yeah, they have to have some kids to pass it on.
Exactly. So when they have to pass it on, then they have to have a lot of people to pass it on to. But then also because then the lifespan of each person will also automatically be shorter. Then the elder you get, like the fewer people in the generation they'll become,
the older you get. Yeah. So and how they're doing it, who it is, we don't know just yet, but we had some interesting conversations there. At least this Willy guy, I'm really intrigued by him. He seems like, he's the leader of that family, which makes him the de facto leader of that entire Mali nation. And then talking to some of the other nations who are there, they were just at war with these guys. And it's like, okay, so what are they doing? Like, something big is going to happen at this festival, and at this theater production at the stage there outside. They are in the district where all the Eldians live. So is that going to be used for something? And it seems like everybody's got their own little side thing going on. Some plans on the side. Not necessarily a little side thing, but they got something going on. Like, Willy's got some plans, the Tybur family, and it seems like he's going to make some sort of move here, and he's doing all of this for a very particular reason. We just don't know exactly yet what it is. Margath, the commander, it seems like he is either in on it, or he's got something on his mind as well, something he wants to do, and it seems like he's very much fed up with this whole war thing, and he wants it to end, just like Aina, for example, and so many others.
Yeah, I think most people just want it to end. But they had this whole talk about Mali and how it basically was just like the war was basically fake, in a way that it was just like the country was empty. That the people just lived on this.
Yeah.
Because they don't know that they're being controlled by the shadows. They don't know they're being controlled by an Eldian family of all things, right?
Yeah. They barely notice that they are at war, even, because this is what they read in the newspapers, because none of them are fighting, at all, like, really themselves.
Yeah, and I can't help but think that a lot of these people, the fancy people, all these nations, they're very, they're rich, they're privileged, they're high ranks in the hierarchy and everything. And they just make people do the wars for them.
Yeah.
Because, I feel like that's all wars, right? There's some sort of, authority or politicians or everything or anything like that, where it's like they decide, okay, these people have to basically throw their lives away for that government or that leader or whatever. And I just think it's kind of sad, in a way, that civilian lives are lost in that way, and these people who decide on the wars are never really participating in it. And I'm not saying, because there are definitely leaders that
on the front lines themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of kings in the old back was usually also in the charge when they
it's in the past.
In the past, yeah. So I'm not saying it's a default thing, but I just feel, especially in modern times, often it's usually the civilians who are playing out the.
Yes, that's been like that for centuries and upon centuries, and it's the same way here. The people who are in power, they are the ones who are pulling the strings and declaring war, and they are the ones who want to expand or conquer or whatever it is, and making these big decisions and sending people to war. And we've had a lot of that through history, and maybe this is what's gonna happen here is all of these horrible people in command who've just been keeping this cycle going for so long, they're gonna get their comeuppance.
You think that's what he's?
I really don't know. I don't know what this Willy, because he's
no, he's
what?
No, you're absolutely right. It's so mysterious and
it's so mysterious and so like, okay, so some of them are saying the right things, and it seems like they're all fed up with this war, and some of them even fed up with like the way Eldians are being treated, or at least how the Malians aren't participating in their own war. And it's just, they want change, some of them, and there's talk about change, and I'm just like, so what does that change look like for you and for everyone else, and what is it that you want? And it's just, it seems like we're building and building and building, and we have all these power players who are about to make moves, and we know that they're about to make moves, but we just don't know exactly what or why, like 100%. And that makes it extremely difficult to talk about. Sorry if I almost seem like angry at this, but it's because I want to be able to figure this out, and I want to be able to understand all of the characters and all of their motivations before something happens, just so that I can be prepared and I can have everything ready in my mind before the shit hits the fan again. And it is just, I'm both angry that I can't understand it, and I don't know what's going on, but also, of course, very intrigued by it, because it's so interesting the way that they're telling the story, and I know there's going to be more surprises and more revelations. It's just, I feel so goddamn stupid sometimes watching this show. I'm sorry if we are very much behind, and we don't, like, if they actually have explained to us what their motivations are and what they want, and if it was something hidden between the lines when they were talking, I just didn't catch it. But I'm very excited to see what's going to happen, at least. That's my 2 cents. Do you have anything you want to add to the overall thing?
There was a post-credit scene.
Oh yeah, we can definitely get into that as well. Do you want to just do that one? Do you have anything else for like the rest of the episode?
I don't remember what happened, so no, I guess not.
Fair enough. Of course, a lot happened, and it's not because we've just forgotten, but it's just, yeah, as I said, difficult to talk about when there are so many unknowns. But what we do know is Eren, he's there. And he sent Falco to go and get Reiner specifically. And take him down underground specifically.
Yes, because he's been gaining Falco's trust over time. So they met up a lot of times. He even had Eren sending.
Eren had Falco sending mail.
Mail for him, yeah. To who we don't know. And at some point, his own grandfather came along and said, "You better stop that. You better stop fucking with him.
What the hell?
His family has been through so much." And I remember the name, Gris, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
And he said that they were like the head of the revolution. No, something the old Eldian revolutionists or whatever.
Yes. And, we did meet his father.
Yeah,
and he was very close to Grisha and up on the wall, and he's the one who ran. He was told to just run, and then the Titans would chase him. Sorry, that just came to me.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. It was first because I knew I heard the name before because I knew that was his last name.
Yeah.
So that was why I was like, yeah, I've heard that before, but it first now that I was like, oh yeah, it's that guy. And then Jäger. Well, I'm pretty sure that Eren definitely knew that was his grandfather, because he then asked like, but hey, you're talking about family and like how this Greece family, how they went through all of this, and now you're potentially fucking with them, and they should just be honorary Malians and then have their life in peace, right? But Eren asked him about, well, do you regret anything in your life? Like, do you regret your life? And he's like, yeah, I regret everything. And then he just basically went into complete brain meltdown, and
he full on broke down and started screaming. And that's when we found out that, oh no, he's not working there as a doctor anymore at all. He lost it a long time ago because of everything that happened, most likely. And that
he did tell us, especially like specifically what it was that, like, we know what it triggered him at least. That was the whole thing about his, sending out Grisha and the sister.
Faye, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that name I remembered.
Sending them out and getting her killed, and we know all that. So
he blames himself.
And he blames himself for actually letting them. And like it's survivor's guilt. We talked a lot about survivor's guilt, and it can really eat you up. And especially if you don't have proper care.
Yeah, which they most likely don't.
No, because they're aliens and they don't really. Yeah, fuck those guys, right? So.
Perhaps. But now, what the fuck is going to happen? I think Eren, he has been sending letters or having Falco send letters to the others, like Mikasa, Levi, Armin, and the others for sure. And they are also planning something, which is very evident of the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
And the question is,
what's your plan, Eren?
Yeah, is the plan to did he tell Falco to lure Reiner away from the others and down to Eren there in the basement because he wants to hurt Reiner? Most likely not, or because he actually wants to talk to him about this before something happens. He wants to see is Reiner perhaps on my side? Because he's been gaining the trust of this kid, Falco, who really does also like Reiner. And Falco himself has been wondering, can I trust Reiner? It seems like he wants the same thing as I do. And
considering Eren's history, especially
I know.
I do not believe that he has good intentions
he's
at
gonna,
all. And he is, as I said in the last one, he is so sus that everything that he does or says or anything like that, I'm completely. I don't trust him for a second.
I know you don't. But I have at least just a little hope that maybe perhaps Eren has grown a lot in those years where we haven't seen him, and he's not as hell bent on killing all of them, or maybe he is. We'll see in the next one, because it's for sure in the next one that shit is about to go down.
And you said it, like everything has just been building and building and building, and everyone has been building their own like plans and everything, and we know that something big's gonna happen.
Everybody's got something that, like, all just from Gabby, who's just planning on becoming the Armored Titan, to whatever the fuck Zeke is planning, to whatever the fuck the commander is planning, and Willy, and just.
And we know that Eren was at least planning on going home after the festival, because he told Falco that he was gonna go home after the festival.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So everything's going down in the next one, I think.
Yeah. Because whatever it is that they're planning, Eren and the others, they want this to be over. Like, if he's planning on going home, like, tomorrow after this, then that means this is the end game for them, what they have planned here.
They also had 4 years.
Three years ish to plan this, at least from when they went to the sea, to the beach. Are they just gonna use the colossal Titan power and nuke the city, and then that's it? Or what the?
And how does the whole time and space thing come into all of this?
It's gonna come into play at some point, and we are only 4 episodes into the final season, where there are 28 in total, so we got 24 episodes to go.
I know, but I feel like it potentially it could be like another like Dark, the series Dark. They threw us these curveballs like every time we thought we figured things out, they just added something new, like a new time like a time jump or whatever.
Yeah.
A new year. Yeah. Or they added like a new dimension or a new knot or a new person. And it's
it's kind of what they're also sort of doing with Attack on Titan. Every time we feel like we're now we getting a good grasp of what the world looks like and how everything fits together, and then curveball.
Yeah, but usually I feel like it's sometimes there are smaller curveballs.
Oh yeah.
But this I just feel like something's gonna hit it like a way out of left field, where it's like, what the?
It's really gonna be a big change.
Yeah,
on the maybe like we got. I'm not saying that's like the biggest revelation ever, but just when you compare it to where we thought the story was going and yada yada, the warrior reveal back in the middle of season 2 with Rainer, like that was a very big this series is all of a sudden something completely different.
But then somehow it seems so small and almost insignificant at this point.
I know. That's why I said it. Like it doesn't seem like the biggest twist that we've gotten when you compare it to everything else. But just when it happened, at least it was such a big twist.
But I also think it was like the setting up of that revelation, because it was so casually delivered.
Yeah, that it came out of nowhere.
It felt like such a huge deal. But when you think back to it,
and you compare it to some of the other stuff that's been going on, and us learning about like everything we learned at the end of the last one with Grisha and the whole Malians and Eldians, and just that's huge as well. But it was more of a explanation and not a big just hit us over the head with a whoa, that came out of nowhere.
Like a Deus Ex Machina or something.
Yeah. So we'll see what we'll get in the next one. I said that we were going to try and keep it more short and streamlined, the discussion in this one, but it ended up being even longer than the previous one, and it's probably going to keep on going like that if they keep it up like this with the amount of information and confusion in each fucking episode. But we're doing our absolute best to follow along and figure stuff out, what's going on. Do you have anything else you want to add to this one?
I just want to say, if I've been a little bit distracted during the whole thing, it's because there's a lot of activity going on right now. It's not a long time since I started feeling the baby. And for some reason, baby just wanted to kick during this. So
yeah,
if I seem a little bit distracted, it's just because there's a lot going on right now.
Baby is also very excited about Attack on Titan. He just wants to. I also want to watch. I don't know. Probably.
Maybe it comes out and just speaks fluent Japanese. I don't know.
It's just like an Eren kind of no. Don't want a hothead like that or me.
As long as it's healthy, we can always see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. That's going to do it for this reaction and review of Attack on Titan Season 4, Episode 4. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we'll see you as soon as possible. Bye.
Bye.